Hi, I'm Sheldon Esdale. I'm the lead organiser of TEDx Tauranga. Really looking forward to you joining us on the 25th of July 2015 at our live event. Really hope you can make it. First, I just want to tell you a little bit about some TED videos I've been watching over the last week. Now, I've watched a lot. I've watched over 1,000, and you'd think I'd get a little bit bored with the content, but no, I haven't, not for a second. I just love every single one of them, but 4 this week have really stood out to me, and I just wanted to touch on those real briefly. So the first one is about art. Now, I thought I had my head around the spectrum of art out in the world, but this guy really stretched my mind, and for me that's what I watch TED videos for my mind to be stretched. And so this guy is called Brian Detmer, and his TED Talk is called Old Books Reborn as Art. So he grabs these old textbooks, 40, 50, 60 years old, there might be medical textbooks, and he straps them down in a real strange way to make a weird shape, and then he varnishes them so they're completely solid, and then he cuts down into them and exposes certain pages. You might cut down to page 40 and then there's a little picture of a brain, and over here you'll cut down to page 100 and show you an arm, and then all these things come together and make a three-dimensional piece of art. You're looking down through the book like a Superman with X-ray vision. So yeah, really interesting stuff. Really enjoyed that one. The second one I want to tell you about is about toast. Now, this is called Got a Wicked Problem, First Tell Me How You Make Toast by Tom Wojcik. So what was interesting to me about this is that sometimes you hit these TED videos where you think, I can make a whole business about this. And he does that. He's a consultant and shows people how to use sticky notes and stuff to improve work processes and brings groups together to work on these problems. And you just think, this is fantastic, and he just releases these things free for the world to have a look and watch his process and see how it all works. Oh, just fantastic. So the third one was one of my favourite types of TED Talks is myths being debunked. So this one's called 10 Myths About Psychology Debunked by Ben Ambridge. And so just one example, we've always been told the human brain, you only use 10% of it, but apparently that's complete rubbish. Apparently we use 80–90% of our brains, so it's real interesting how myths can get into our culture and we just accept them as fact, and then it takes someone with a bit of research to come along and say, actually, what you think has been the truth for 10, 20, 30 years, no, you've been wrong this whole time. So I just think the whole thing's very interesting. And the last one I want to talk about is Ricardo Semler, Radical Wisdom for a Company, a School, a Life. So this was basically 2 TED Talks in one. In the first half he talks about how to get a more entrepreneurial culture and keep people motivated in a workplace, in a company. And the second half he talks about education. Education is of real interest to me. I've got a 5-year-old son who's just started school, a 3-year-old as well, and a 7-month-old. So they're going through the school system, or starting to, and it just, so his philosophy was, he's got 600 things that kids should know between the age of 5 and 18, right? But they ignore age. So you could turn up to an 1-hour session about biology, and a 6-year-old could be in a class with an 11-year-old, just ignoring their age, just on their interest in the subject and their expertise and how much they know so far. So I just think that's a beautiful way to do education. And he not only has the theory, but he's actually built like 3 schools to make it happen, to prove that it works. The second part, what I really found interesting, was that they actually find old people in the community, retirees, and find out what they're super passionate about, and then bring them in for 1 hour to teach these kids about their particular subject area. I thought that was absolutely fantastic. Tauranga gets teased about being a retirement village, and I've just been thinking for the last few years, how can we make better use of all that expertise and knowledge in the old people? And well, what better way to do it than that? So just if I'd done all my 4 here, 104, yes. Yeah, so that was it. So it's just struck me how I had 4 talks, one after another, just impact me so much in the last week. So I just had to share those thoughts with you. So what you can do from here, if you don't already watch the TED.com videos, do more of it. I mean, they release one every day, so I just love it. It's 15-minute chunks. I just watch one every day, and I just encourage you to do the same. If you find one that really rocks your boat, like those ones that rock mine, Yeah, tell your workmates, tell your friends, your family, verbally, over the phone, share a link via email, any way you can spread the word. That's awesome, because it's all about just improving the world, changing our minds. And then drop in the fact that they can come to our live event in July. So TEDx Tauranga, 25 of July this year. So it was so great watching these TED videos, and we might call a lunch together and we can come and watch these TED videos together. But it's another plateau of experience when you go to a live event and watch the speakers live on stage, talk to interesting people right next to you about what you thought about that talk you just watched. Yeah, it's just a different plateau, and really looking forward to sharing that with you. So if you've got any questions, let me know. Otherwise, catch you soon.